Hello, this is Jo from Maths Tutor Me. Today we're doing our last lesson on decimals and we're doing some challenge questions today. So if you have really mastered the topic so far and you'd like to challenge yourself a little bit, these questions are for you. So they're a little bit different from the normal questions that we've been looking at. They make you think a little bit, but they're using all the strategies and things that we have learned to solve these problems. Okay, so let's have a look at question number 1. Fill in the missing numbers. 8 plus something plus 1 equals 3. Well, 8 and 1 makes 9. To get to something with a 3 on the end, we're going to have to go to 13. So from 9, we would have to add on 4 to get 13, meaning the 3 would go here and we would carry the 1. Okay, then we do 1 plus 9, that's 10. 11, 12, 13, 14 when we add those up. So the 4 will go here and we will carry another 1. Now we need this column to total 9. So we have nothing here. 6 and 1 is 7. So we need 2 more to get to 9. And then our last column here, we just need to add these up. 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 2 more is 9. Okay, so we've filled in the missing numbers. Let's have a look at question number 2. Jacob buys 4 ice creams that cost $2.45 each. How much change will he get from a $20 note? First of all, we need to work out what the 4 ice creams cost. So we're going to need to multiply 4 by $2.45. So to multiply decimals, first of all, we're going to ignore the decimal place and we're just going to do 245 times by 4. 4, we're multiplying these, sorry, put the multiplier at the side. 4 5s are 20, carry the 2 up there. 4 times 4 is 16, add on 2 more, makes 18. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Now for the decimal place, there was 2 numbers after decimal place in the question, so there'll be 2 numbers after decimal place in the answer. So it's going to be $9.80 that those ice creams are going to cost. Now we need to know how much change he's going to get from a $20 note. Now you might be able to do that one in your head, or otherwise you would need to do another subtraction over here. You have $20 and you would want to subtract $9.80. Okay, so you put the decimal point here with some zeros and we would have to borrow from here and keep borrowing down the line. So we actually don't need that one at all, do we? Sorry, take that one back. We don't need that one. This is a 10. So 10 take away 8 is 2 because that's just a 0. 9 take away 9 is 0 and 1 take away nothing is 1. So we get our $10.20. For question 3, to calculate the average speed, the distance traveled is divided by the time. It takes Maggie 24 minutes to travel 25.6 kilometers. Part A, change the time into hours by dividing it by 60. So we have 24 minutes. If we want to know what that is in hours, there's 60 minutes in an hour, so we divide it by 60. Now we can simplify fractions if we can divide the top and the bottom by something. Well, I could divide both of those by 6. Dividing this by 6, I would get 4. Dividing the bottom number by 6, I would get 10. That can be simplified further by dividing by 2. If I divide by 2, I get 2 on the top and 5 on the bottom. So it's going to be 2/5 of an hour is what 24 minutes is. Let's have a look at B. Calculate the average speed. Now it told us in the question here that the average speed can be calculated by finding the distance traveled, so D for distance, is divided by the time. Now, the distance that we traveled is a decimal. It's 25.6. we want to divide that by the time. Now, I've written our time here as a fraction, but we could write that as a decimal. This way, that one here, over 10, that's an easy way to convert into a decimal. 4 over 10 would be the same as 0.4 of an hour. Same for this. Okay, so let's put the decimal version down here, 0.4. So a decimal divided by a decimal, we want to make this number on the bottom nicer. So we're going to multiply the top and bottom by 10 to make this a whole number. That will give me 256 divided by 4. Now that's a division we can do over here on the side. 256 divided by 4. 25 divided by 4 will go 6 times with a remainder of 1, and 16 divided by 4 is 4. So that is my answer. It is 64. Now, we can actually include some units for this. That was kilometers per hour. So 64 kilometers per hour. So question 4 says, what is the better value for milk? $1.80 for 1.5 litres or 70 cents for 600 mils? What we want to do is write each of those with comparing the same units. So for example, I'm going to make both of the money units into cents, and I'm going to make the capacity units litres. So for this first one, $1.80 would be 180 cents, and that was for a 1.5 litre bottle. That's already in litres, so over 1.5 litres. Now I want to divide those numbers, so I can't divide by a decimal. I'm going to times the top by 10 and the bottom by 10 to move the decimal point over one spot. That will give me 1,800 on the top and 15 on the bottom. Now to divide those, I need to do my divide sign. 1800 divided by 15. Let's take the first two digits. 18 divided by 15 goes once with a remainder of 3. 30 divided by 15 goes exactly twice with no remainder. So I don't need to do anything for this 0 except for put it up here to make it 120 cents per litre. Okay, so that was for my first bottle of milk. Let's do that again for the other bottle. The other bottle costs 70 cents for 600 mils. So we want cents per litre, so that's already cents. 600 mils, we need to change that into litres. There is 1,000 mils in a litre, so I need to divide that by 1,000, which goes back 3 places to give me 0.6 litres. Okay, again to divide these, I'm going to have to times by 10 over 10 to move that decimal point across, which will give me 700 on the top. Times this by 10 will give me 6 on the bottom. Okay, now for the divide sign, 700 divided by 6. There is one lot of 6 in 7 with a remainder of 1. 10 divided by 6 goes once with a remainder of 4. And 40 divided by 6, well, 6 times 6 is 36, which would give me a remainder of 4 again. So I'm going to put a decimal point down so I can put my remainder over here, 4. And you can guess what's going to happen here. It's going to keep being a 6 remainder 4, 6 remainder 4, so it's going to continue on like that. So anyway, if we round that, that would be 100, and let's round it to the nearest cent. So that would round up to be 117 cents per litre. And this one was 120 cents per litre. So the question was, what is the better value for milk? 120 cents per litre or 117 cents per litre? That is just slightly cheaper. So that means that therefore the 600 ml bottle is better value. Okay, so that's the end of question 4. Let's go on to question 5. Leo determined that 3 of his steps is equal to a distance of 2.1 meters. Part A, how long is Leo's pace in meters? Well, if it's 2.1 meters for 3 steps, I need to divide 2.1 by 3 to find out what 1 step is. 2 divided by 3 we can't do, so it's going to go 0 times, then the decimal point. The 2 gets moved to here to be 21 divided by 3, which is 7. So 0.7 meters is how long 1 of Leo's steps is. For B, it says Leo counted 325 paces on the way to school. How far did he walk there and back? Well, for every step, it is 0.7 of a meter. So I need to multiply 0.7 times 325. Well, we don't like to multiply decimals, so what we do first of all is multiply 325 just by 7. We ignore the decimal place there for a second. Let's multiply. 5 times 7 is 35. 2 times 7 is 14 plus 3. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 1 is 22. Okay, for the decimal place, now that we've finished multiplying, there was 1 number after the decimal place in the question, so we would need 1 number after the decimal place in our answer. So it would be a total of 227.5 meters that he walked, but that would be just one way to school. The question says, how far did he walk there and back? So we actually need 2 lots of that. So you could do a times by 2, or we could do an addition, which is what I'm going to do over here. 227.5 plus 227.5. 5 plus 5 is 10. 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15. 1 plus 2 is 5. And 2 plus 2 is 4. Decimal point stays in line. So therefore our answer is 455 meters that Leo walks to school and back again. Last thing here in part C, Leo knows that it is 0.56 kilometers to the train station. How many paces would this be for him? Okay, so we want to work out how many steps there are in 0.56 kilometers. Before we do anything, we need to know what this is in meters, okay? Because we can't have our distance in kilometers, but his step measurement is in meters. So let's change this into meters. So 0.56 kilometers. Remember that there is 1,000 meters in a kilometer. So we have to times this by 1,000, which is 3 zeros, so 3 jumps. So 1, 2, and the third jump will have to be an extra 0 on the end. 560 meters. Now to work out how many steps that's going to take, we take our distance. He has to go that far, and every step is 0.7, so we divide it by 0.7. Okay, to calculate that, we want to get rid of this decimal, so we're going to multiply by 10 over 10, making it 5,600 over 7. We need to divide that now. 5,600 divided by 7. 56 divided by 7 goes exactly 8 times. So we put these zeros up here, making it 800 steps. Okay, so take him 800 steps to walk to the train station. And that's the end of these challenge questions today. Hopefully you're able to follow those questions and answers. Join me again next time for a new topic. Bye.